Good evening, boys and girls. Elton McFall here in Montreal Est, or as we call it in French, Montreal Est. A little bit windy today, though. Very windy wherever you are there. And I figured I'd go out for a stroll since I didn't really go out too much today because I'm so active lately. And you know, I'm all at Twitter about my current project, doing the old Brill bus, the old Montreal Brill bus. That's what it's called, is a Brill, with the LaSalle Metro Station. And then, of course, there's the friggin' scrap piece of junk, which I just filmed the rear end of it because it was included in a shot of a fire truck responding out of Fire Station 48, which is down there just past the light. And I was commenting about how those trucks, their design is bloody old, and not only that, their Cummins motors, those diesel motors, sound great because generally a lot of them are older models, like 2007, 2004. But in Montreal, most of the buses, these newer buses, the shit chevrons, they sound like shit because they're meeting EPA regulations from 2009, so they sound like vacuums. Anyway, so we're going to play the little, well, I like to think of it as a game anyway. I'm going to put the camera around my neck. Watch where you ring about your neck to tell the world I'm yours by heck. Alfred, I bet you know that one, eh? Oh no, it's true. Wait a minute. I forgot. Alfred's not your real name. More scrap for scrap lovers, which I'll never understand. Okay, so here we are on a typical street I walk on to go to my place. This is Aylwin Street, letter Aylwin, and I'm familiar with many of the cars. Isn't that a cool looking sign? They don't make signs like that anymore, right? Jack O, by the way. That's like not jacking off, but like Jackie Kennedy. Jackie Kennedy. That was her name, Jackie O, because her last name was Onassis before she married John F. Kennedy. Anyway, you don't get the idea. So we're going to play this game, and as I was trying to say, I'm familiar with a lot of the cars and several of the cars of the street. So that's one reason why I'm filming here particularly. But let's start it off here with what's on the street. That's a Phaeton, I believe, Volkswagen Phaeton, which is kind of like a, I don't know, it's basically like an Audi that's a Volkswagen or something like that. I don't know, I guess I kind of like it. It just doesn't conjure up the image of Volkswagen. Boring. Mazda 3, old Mazda 3. They rust out like crazy on the rear quarters, on their rear wheel wells, excuse me. Actually, no, they rust out big time everywhere. Mechanically great, body-wise, integrity, ugh. Especially this is even more dull. Fucking older, around the same age or older Toyota Corolla. Toyota Yaris, like I said, I hate these cars, even though my sister-in-law had one. I don't care, I'm frank, man, okay? That's when you're passionate about cars. It's like anything you're passionate about. You're very dedicated in your opinion and what you think about these things. Rusted out rocker panel on this Chevy piece of shit. What is this, a Cruise? Yeah, I have to admit though, I know a guy had one of these cars and he gave me a little ride in it. Mind you, it was like for only 2-3 minutes. It was actually a comfortable car. It's not that bad. This, I don't care what it is. Typical cheap ass SUV, probably has a crappy ride. Here's another Yaris. Ugh. Here's a Honda Leaf. Ugh, terrible fucking name. What kind of a fucking name is Leaf anyway? Is that supposed to make it look like it's friendly to the environment? Like it's doing us all a favor because it pollutes a little less than some of the vehicles you're going to see in this video. Rusted as hell. See, this is a typical Northeast car, right? Honda Civic, getting close to about 20 years old, 15 to 20 years old. Rusted out rocker panel and the rear wheel wells. The Prius. Ugh, I can't stand these cars. It's like somebody once said it looks like a fucking wedge of cheese, for Christ's sake. It looks like a door wedge. It's so boring. Who cares how electric it is? That's why the Tesla was impressive when I first saw that car, because the Tesla was a stylish looking, full-size looking, and I know I rode in one. It's pretty comfortable, I have to tell you. It seemed big enough inside, like a Road Monster or a Caprice. On the Civic Coupe, well, this I just told you what I felt. What's that, a Hyundai, whatever accent? Blech. This is a little more stylish, circa whatever 2006 Honda Civic. My mom had one, but a four-door. I always like those wheels. And I hear a ambulance coming. Got to stop a second here. Where is it? Oh, there it goes. Well, it was too far away to include it in to exclude it from the video because I film emergency vehicles responding. Mazda Tribute, aka Ford Escape. Pretty comfortable, pretty decent. Better with the V6 than the 4, of course. This is a Suzuki, I don't know, whatchamacallit. It doesn't matter. I don't like it just like this. I don't like this, whatever the hell that is. This is a notch up, but I still think it's ugly. These, you know, This is just a typical fare I don't like. Any of you guys, of course, are subscribed to my channel and are car nuts, are probably into old cars heavily like me, and you're very picky about what do you like that's modern as well, you know? I mean, this Liberty, I mean, it's a piece of junk, but, you know, it's like the equivalent of the Escape, so it's probably comfortable. What's next to it? I don't fucking care. Seriously, a lot of cars, I don't care what the fuck they are. Even this thing across the street, I don't give a shit. This, what is this, another Mazda 3, Mazda 2? I like the color. Love the color. That's a beautiful color. Good old Ford Econoline, circa 1992 design. Jesus, Murphy, there's so many of these hallelujah on the road. They are the hardest working vans there are out there. Even more so than the Chevy Express, I would imagine, because fucking GM. You know, their bad years really started, I think, in the late 90s. Beautiful color. Again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Micro cars, that is to say subcompact cars like that. These little tiny cars like Fiat 500. You know, they're always nice colors usually. Very colorful and metallic pinks and gold and this and blue. And you know, I think they're like that because, frankly, it's because they're so boring. You know what I mean? So if you paint the fucking thing white or gray, it's just going to look so dull. Now, this I don't like, but I have to admit, it's jazzy. I mean, look at all the curves, and it's just fucking jazzy. Look, even this here, I don't get it, but it's jazzy. What is it, a Toyota? Oh, yeah, it's a Rubicon. Okay, well, I guess the strange name fits the vehicle. Okay, one of the reasons why we're coming up to here, why I wanted to film a little walk on the street commenting on cars here. This whatever Hyundai. Okay, this is a piece of crap. But this is a better piece of crap because it's a Mercury Topaz. And it's our early 90s. And these particular models were better made actually than the earlier. The earlier Ford Tempo and Mercury Topaz circa 1983 were junk, absolute garbage. But these were actually better made. They were just like so many vehicles. There are a lot of vehicles that when they first come out, they're not very good. And then over the years, you know, the engineers, they fix or you know, they fix and they improve what's wrong with said vehicle. You know what I mean? Toyota Outback, for example, that's not a young design, but I like these cars more than ever because A, I like the bigger the better. The bigger the better, and simply because I like station wagons, and station wagons were almost replaced by minivans, such as this Venture, which I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. I'd rather have a fucking, what is it, 1996 and under fucking Chevy Lumina van. That would be something. Or better yet, the Transport. Pontiac Transport. That's a beautiful car. Honda Accord, always a good looking car, always reliable. Look at this beautiful color, nice little chrome touches on there. You know, very nice. I'm surprised my mom never went for one of these again. I don't. She used to have Honda Accords, and then she went to Civic and she stayed there. You know, downsized again. But then again, my mom's not a car person. You know, here's a Honda Civic just like she had there. She had a navy blue one. This is the Matrix. It's meh. Next. Meh. Next. Oh look, it's an Echo Sport. Hey, this fucking thing's gonna be worth money someday. This is actually, it's funny because I can't stand these cars, but I have to admit it's eye-catching because this is a sport model. You know, look, it's got the fucking the spoiler on the trunk. It's got the ground effects all around, but the wheels are so tiny. They're like 12-inch wheels. Fuck, you know. I mean, really, this must have the worst fucking ride imaginable. You could probably put a trailer hitch on tow this with another one of these fucking things, you know. But anyway, I hope nobody really hears me outside here because they're gonna say, "Hey, ça c'est mon char, that's my car." Look at the two cars. There's one of which my Uncle Steve had one of these, and they really rust out on the rocker panels. I don't know. These are not Ford of America designed cars. These are Ford of Europe cars, and I wouldn't be surprised if they actually weren't bad because of that fact. This is a piece of shit. This is only when Hyundai was starting to get better, such as this example right here, the Sonata here. And then, of course, they have the Genesis, which is like a stretch version of this. Is a fucking piece of crap. What is this, a Santa Fe? The Santa Fe. Garbage, garbage, garbage. Good, but boring. And no offense, Grant, my cousin has one of these. Like, I love the blue on it, but just like every other modern car. Hard suspension, hard seats, colorless, cheap fucking interior. I'm sorry, I cannot swear when I'm talking about this stuff because I'm so passionate and annoyed by it. That's what all these cars, a lot of them, these cheap cars have in common with riding the scrap buses that I was talking about at the beginning. Hard suspension, it's just cheap. Everything's so friggin' cheap today. This is the only thing I like about this car is the crease here And this little kick up here, like kind of like a little bit of a 60s American car hint. But man, Hyundai's come a long way. Hey, look how many Hyundais were on this block alone with one Chevy Volt, which was a failure. But I have to admit, when it comes to the Chevy Volt, at least it looks a little bit different. Especially the first model they came out a few years back with it. I don't know, I thought the first example of these looked like, it would look like a copy of the Honda Civic there, like the one I was pointing before, like my mom had, 2006 around there, 7, 8. This, whatever. What is it? Do I care? It's a Kia, so what? It seems to me like it's a fake, you know? Something to make it look great, but it probably isn't. Another Pontiac Vibe. In other words, a fucking Toyota Matrix with an American name on it. Meh. I love the color though. Okay, I don't like the Elantra, but this is a beautiful color. You know? Beautiful. I'm also, by the way, I forgot to mention, I'm walking this way because I'm slowly heading to my dépanneur here, is what we call in Quebec a convenience store. Yeah, big fucking GM piece of crap. It's amazing how people think if they put racing stripes, their car makes their car look more appealing and sportier when it's still a piece of crap. 4-door. And I love 4-doors, but not compact cars. Jeep fucking Patriot. Ugly piece of crap. Great cars. Once again, there was one earlier I filmed, bad color. This one's actually much better condition than the other one. This one was taken care of. Doesn't seem to have too much rust. Great cars, Honda Civic. Great cars, Subaru Outback. This one's really rusted though. This one's must have a shitload of miles on it. Look at the wear on this car. Must have like 250,000 kilometers on it. This, I don't care what it is. I don't care. Crap. It's crap. Okay, I don't know whether to continue this. It'll be a long video, you know. I had to stop there for a moment. I heard a cop car responding. Okay, from what I see here, just from this block, nothing appeals to me here at all. Right? And now we're crossing Rue de Rouen, by the way. De Rouen. I'm just kidding. What I like on this block right here, though, is that ex-Montreal fire department. I think it's an ex-Montreal fire department Econoline. Yeah, see, the camera doesn't want to focus now because I've been filming for such a long time. All the more reason to wrap this up. So I'm going to try to do this next block, I think, more quickly because I talk too much, and B, it's a longer block. Hang on a second. Well, so much for that. There was a cop responding, but you know, hey, timing is everything. All right, so like I said, I'm going to try to do this quicker. Okay, even though my father-in-law is an awesome guy and he had one of these, he just replaced it with a Toyota Highlander. The Highlander's awesome compared to this. I never liked the design of these. It's too much of a bubble car, just like this, and it just didn't have a good relaxing ride, you know. What's this here? That's not a Highlander, is it? Looks brand new too. This thing is brand new. Oh, it's a RAV4. That's the new RAV4? Yeah. Here's a Juke. Well, I have to say, the thing that's interesting, that guy's wearing a Montreal Expos hat. Okay, I don't really like it, but I don't hate it completely because at least the front end is really cool, and they actually call it a Juke because it kind of looks like a jukebox in the front. There's a Ford Escape I was talking about. Then there's this guy's here. This guy's here is a nice old Chef pickup there. Get about 20 years or less, 15, 20 years old. Nice touch with the chrome flares, the chrome rain guards. This is where I'm going to come to after. These guys are super friendly. I have to say, of all the Chinese-owned dépanneurs I've been to in my life, I've been to several in the different of these port areas I live in. These guys are the most friendliest people. I mean, really. I don't mind giving them a plug. They don't need it. I mean, the place is clean. It's well lit, you know, and they're friendly. It's just... My aunt had one of these exactly like that. Comfortable van. But again, it's a minivan. I mean, if I like a minivan, it's got to be, like, really special, you know? There's another Escape. Oh, Mazda Tribute. Same thing. Look at this. It's like a paradox I'm in here. Not one, but two older Honda Odysseys. There's one there. There's one there. Both nice colors. Both V6 power. Both reliable because they're Japanese. Both smooth ride because of the V6. This looks like a car, actually. I filmed the other day. This is a Kia. I don't know what, but this, I have to admit, it's pretty sharp. It's a Kia Optima, which is a strange name. Didn't Chevy had that name for a while? It's kind of big, you know me. I'm partial. The more a vehicle is big, the more I like it. All right, this I don't like. This I don't like. Dull. Even though it's Michigan, boring, but it could be worse. This I don't like. This is like a repeat. You know, some of these cars. You know what? It's funny. If you were to go back like 60 years ago, how many of these cars that I see repeatedly, Civics, Hyundai Accent, all that, these cars would be a Chevy Bel Air, Chevy Impala, Ford Falcon. It would be like one after the other. You know? Oh, the Chrysler 200. What a joke that car was. What a fucking joke. Boring. Meh. Meh. Like the color. Oh, junk. Meh. God almighty. You know, I always say it's like 8 or 9 cars out of 10 are just colorless these days. It's been going on for years, this fiasco. I think it's a fiasco anyway. Boring. 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 What's this coming? Is it interesting? All right, that's interesting. Okay, 20-something year old or 25-year-old fucking Mazda B whatever, B200. Ugh. 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 God almighty, it never ends. Fuck. Look at this. 2 of these Kia Souls. Fuck. You know what I imagine really liking those is women. You know, it's like the Fiat 500. They love cute things like that. Why do you think they love horses? It's just, you know, it's different between men and women, you know? We like Chrysler 300s and Dodge Chargers and ferocious looking vehicles. There's nothing new about that. That shit started back in the 50s. You know? It's beautiful. Oh, I almost wonder why I even bother walking down showing you all this. Oh yeah, it's because there's one car in particular on this block that I cross by here always actually, and I'll get to it in a moment. If I'm not saying anything in here, it's because really nothing stands out to me here, really. This is just... I mean, even that fucking Mercedes, whatever the fuck it is, this thing here, is more appealing than most of these vehicles I see here. You know, that sounds to me like an Airbus A330 on takeoff. They're older model, 15, 20 years there, loud Pratt & Whitney motors. There's an old fucking, oh Christ, like 20, 25-year-old Subaru Legacy there. Yeah. There's a Civic like my mom had, almost exactly. But she also had a navy blue one. I prefer the navy blue one. This is, what the hell is this? Fuck, is this a, oh God, who knows anymore? Fuck. Is it a Hyundai? It's a Chrysler. That's a Chrysler 200. I mean, really, what a fucking joke. No wonder they didn't sell these things. Ugh, this is one of the most boring things ever made. Ugh. 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 Oh, another juke. It's like a repeat. Yeah, ugh. Okay, the Dodge Caravan, smooth, it's comfortable, it's wide kind of. In this day and age, it's a big vehicle, so it's not exciting, but you know, you could do worse than this, I think, personally. You know. Ugh. Yeah, nice color. That's what I was talking about. This Chrysler 300 is the nicest fucking car in the whole block. This is a beautiful car. I don't know what year it is, 2018, 2017, 16, whatever, it doesn't matter. First of all, I rarely ever see one that's an actual color. They're always fucking black, gray, or white. This color is gorgeous, wine color. And the funny thing is about this car, every time I see it, it's clean. It's almost like as if it's never driven. Like seriously, I walk by and I'm like, what, does the owner get this thing cleaned like every day or what? Really? Beautiful fucking car. I mean, I don't care what fucking people say about Chrysler, man. I would still buy one of these, and now it's decided to start to rain. Yeah. All of a sudden there, a little sprinkle, good for the camera. Anyway, so, all right, I admit it. The Chevy Crew is definitely not the worst looking car, though. It's not terrible, you know. Like I said, it's a comfy car. This I don't like. I don't like any of this shit. Again, nice color. And, well, that pretty much does it, guys. So, I hope you enjoyed it. And if not, I probably offended you because of the car you drive is, you know, is here on this video. But hey, you know, I mean, it's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. I mean, that's just, hey, you know, I mean, it's like people like the fucking Nova Bus scraps. I mean, whatever. I don't never get it, but I'm old school. I'm biased. So, all right, guys, take it easy. Adios. Bye-bye.